Everyone, welcome back to my channel. So I have not done a TBR at all and I want to do one for August. I don't know how many books I'm realistically going to be able to read in August, but I want to set my bar to about 10 books, maybe 15 books, something like that. So I don't know what books I want to pull either. I've recently done, you know, some book hauls and I posted one of them on my channel already. So I thought it'd be fun to do something. I've seen other people do this. I thought it'd be fun to read the first line of every single book that I have currently, which is not a lot. It's not going to take forever. Don't worry, I do not have like 500 books to go through. I just want to see which ones I fancy because it's like a week away from August now, so I kind of want to get started and post this beginning just to give me a little bit of like a head start, right? So I'm going to be reading the first line of every single book that I have, and we're going to decide together which ones I'm going to actually read this month. Hopefully, fingers crossed. We'll see how far I get into. So I do have another project I'm working on where I'm reading 3 books from my past and seeing if I like them. So that might carry through to August because I'm being a little bit slow, but maybe not, maybe not. And I also want to do a 24-hour readathon because those seem to be a lot of fun and challenging. But anyway, let's get into it. Let's figure out what my TBR is for August. Let's do it, let's do it, let's do it. Okay, so this one actually just arrived today. It was supposed to arrive last week, so I did not include it in my book haul. And it is Sarah Hawley, A Witch's Guide to Fake Dating a Demon. I personally want to read this. I actually feel like reading it. It feels like it's going to be a fun read for me. It's a nice floppy-esque book. And I actually think the cover is quite cute. So I'm going to go and just go to the first page. We'll have a look. Oh no! Marielle Spark stared at the startled chicken that had materialized on her kitchen counter. That wasn't what I meant to do. Okay, that was more than one line, but that is the first line. I'm going to put that, I mean, obviously that's a little bit witchy, right? I'm going to put that as a maybe. It wasn't too interesting. It didn't give me too much, but it also gave me the impression it's going to be witchy straight away. So there's not going to be like a, you know, a finding out that I'm a witch type thing. She clearly knows she is. I don't even remember the blurb of this. I know it's a love story though, because I mean, A Witch's Guide to Fake Dating a Demon. It's got to be. So I'm going to put that as a maybe. Okay, next up, I actually thought I might read this more towards September, October, but let's read the first line. This is Magpie by Elizabeth Day. And this might be something that I want to read now. The house was perfect. That is the first line. We'll read the second line. Well, not perfect exactly, because houses never are, but at least the imperfections were livable with. I like that. I'm going to put that as a yes. I've changed my mind. I'm going to read that in August if I can get to it. Alright, then we got Rotter House by J.W. Oker. This one is 12 Nights at Rotter House. I always call it Rotter House. But yeah, I'm really annoyed because mine came, I don't know if you can see that. Can you see that? It came sort of torn. The first page is a little torn there, but whatever. Okay, chapter 1. I had to get into the house. Ooh. It was towering and dark, asymmetrical, and multi-storied. Alright, I've been reading like 2 lines, so we might do 2 lines. Okay, I had to get into the house. It was asymmetrical and multi-storied. I like the first line. I had to get into the house. Like he had to. Like there was something calling him maybe. So I really should read this for spooky season, but I have ordered a bunch of spooky books. So I'm going to say yes to that one. When Women Were Dragons, yes, by Kelly Barnhill. I love the look of this. This looks so nice. I said this came out this year. This came out last year, so I was wrong in my book haul. Ooh, this is like how it looks, like chapter 1. Okay, so it says, When Women Were Dragons, being the truthful accounting of the life of Alex Green, physicist, professor, activist, still human, a memoir of sorts. And then it goes into the actual letter, and it says, Greetings, mother. I do not have much time. This change, this wondrous, wondrous change, is at this very moment upon me. I could not stop it if I tried, but I have no interest in trying. What do you think? Intriguing, intriguing. I kind of want to, you know what it is? I want to read all these books. So I'm going to put this as a maybe. I'm going to put it as a maybe. There's something niggling at me that like, maybe not. So, okay, let's get into the next one, which is The Seven Moons of Mali Almeida. And let's do this. This is by Shihan Karunatilaka. I love that name. I always probably say it wrong, but I love the name. So this one's also got something right at the front. It says, First Moon, Father Forgive Me, for I Will Never. Richard de Zoya, Good Friday, 1975. All right. Answers. You wake up with the answer to the question that everybody asks. The question is yes, and the answer is just like here, but worse. That's all the insight you'll ever get. So you might as well go back to sleep. Oh yes, definitely. I'm definitely gonna read that. I could not. Okay, so I found out, I think this definitely is a trilogy, as I said, and this is the second book of the trilogy. This is the terms and condition, but each book is a different like son or grandson or something. So they are different stories. So I don't mind reading this before I read the first one. Okay, so this is Terms and Conditions by Lauren Asher. I have a feeling I'm not going to want to read this. I don't know, there's just something about it I'm not going to want to read, but let's go into it. So, it's so interesting. It's got like graphics on here. I wonder if this is, I don't know. All right, so the first page is actually a playlist. And it's got The Man, The Killers, I'm Not a Woman, I'm a God by Halsey, If I Ever Feel Good by Phoenix, Glitter, Benet. Okay, I'm not going to go through all of those, but it's got some good songs in there. Okay, chapter 1. It's a crime to celebrate a day like today all by yourself. Cal, my best friend, and my boss's brother interrupts me. Despite the rumpled state of his suit and dirty blonde hair, he steals the attention of multiple waitresses who pass by our table. Boring. Next up, it is the Lost Bookshop, which actually has been coming up quite a bit, and I think it's supposed to be quite good. So I'm happy that I purchased this on a whim. This is by Evie Woods, and it's actually a love story, which I didn't realize. Okay, so it's a prologue. So, the rainy streets of Dublin on a cold winter's day were no place for a young boy to dawdle, unless that very same boy had his nose pressed up against the window of the most fascinating bookshop. I'm gonna pass. I think this is gonna be a cozy read in the winter. That's kind of what I'm feeling, so I'm gonna pass. Okay, then we've got Jonas Jonasson, The Prophet and the Idiot. Am I gonna want to read this book? Let's see. I don't know why I keep saying I don't want to read this book. I mean, why did I buy it? I don't know. Okay, we've got part 1, In the Days Before the End of the World. Ooh, that's already intriguing. But this is kind of about the end of the world, so. Okay, chapter 1, summer 2011. 2011, ooh, okay. Johann was kind, helpful, and unevenly gifted. There was so much he didn't understand. For instance, he did not, in fact, have the best big brother in the world. Okay, that's boring. I'm going to say no to that. Okay, then we've got Daisy Darker by Alice Feeney. Ooh, so we've got like a house. I haven't actually looked inside these books, which is so silly, but I've just been desperate to read them, so. All right, so we got chapter 1. I was born with a broken heart. Ooh. Should I read more? I don't know. The day I arrived into this lonely little world was also the first day I died. Wait, the first day or the first time I died? Okay, I'm going to say yes to this. I have this one, which is Rhythm, Chord, and Malakin. This actually came out, I think, in 2017, so this is like an older book. I didn't realize. But, you know, I don't care if it's not a new release. I just want to read stuff that is interesting. So, chapter 1. The last conversation that changed my life started with the words, Gabby, we need to talk. Oh, gosh. I don't like those words either. I do not like those words. Like, listen, we need to talk. I mean, my name is Gabby, so, you know, you're on my channel. If you don't know that, you know that. But, yeah, exactly 4 minutes and 55 seconds later, I was apparently A, not in a relationship anymore, B, homeless, and C, pathetic. I kind of want to read it. Let's read it. All right, we have The Lost Apothecary by Sarah Penner. And, ooh, I didn't say who this is by. This is by Mariana Zapata. Ooh, this one's also got a little map of London. It's like an old school London map. And then it has something here. She would come at daybreak, the woman whose letter I held in my hands, the woman whose name I did not know yet. I'm not reading very well. This totally lost me. I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna say no. I think that's gonna be a nice cozy winter read. Alright, let's go into here. Let's look at this one. How to Kill Your Family by Bella Mackie. Okay, so let's do this. It's got like a William Shakespeare quote in here. Okay, this is another prologue. Limehouse Prison is, you might imagine, horrible, except maybe you can't imagine it not really. I'm gonna say yes. I wanna watch this. I wanna read that so badly. I'm just gonna say yes. All right, then we have this one. I think it's gonna be a nice cozy read for winter, maybe not for summer, but let's read the first line. This is The Second Sight of Zachary Cloudesley by Sean Lusk. We go to part 1, chapter 1, March 1754, London, Life and Death. Leadenhall stinks this morning, a soot and shit and inexplicable of nutmeg. Dr. Pike has been in the bedchamber all night with Alice, ejecting Abel from the room 4 times already, wafting his meaty hand in the air along with words of greasy reassurance. Okay, I read obviously way too much, but I want to say, I mean, that kind of took me straight away. I'm going to put this as a maybe. I'm going to put it as a maybe. We have book lovers. This traditionally, I would say yes, absolutely. I will read it for the summer. But let's read the first line. Obviously, this is by Emily Henry. Okay, so this is a prologue. When books are your life, or in my case, your job, you get pretty good at guessing where a story is going. The tropes, the archetypes, the common plot twists all start to organize themselves into a catalogue inside your brain, divided by category and genre. The husband is the killer, the nerd gets a makeover, and without her glasses, she's smoking hot. Obviously, more than one line there. I'm going to put it as a maybe. It didn't really catch me. Okay, then we have this one. I have actually been wanting to pick this up to read it since I hold it. I've been thinking about reading it. I don't know why. I just like vampires, and I don't think I've really ever read a book with vampires other than Twilight back when I was, you know, a teenager. So I kind of want to see what this is all about. This is The Serpent and the Wings of Night by Carissa Broadbent. I think it's just going to be a fun, campy fantasy, so I don't know, let's get into it. Okay, prologue. The king did not know then that his greatest love would also be his ruination, nor that either would come in the form of a tiny, helpless human child. Tiny, helpless human child who destroyed a very dark thing. That's from a different book, is it not? Okay, so no. I don't think so. Not right now. I think I have to read this a little bit later. All right, The Secret Life of an Uncool Mom by Serena Terry. Okay, chapter 1 is called That's Not Nutella. Funny. Everything is perfect. My house is perfect. My life is perfect. My children are perfect. My heart is full and at peace. Which can only mean one thing. The shit is about to hit the fan. Yeah, I'm gonna read this. I feel like I need to read this. All right, we have tomorrow, and tomorrow. So let's see if tomorrow I'll start reading this. This is Gabrielle Zevin, and obviously everybody loves this book. So I want to see if I'm going to love it. Chapter 1 is called Sick Kids. So before Mazer invented himself as Mazer, he was Samson Mazer. And before he was Samson Mazer, he was Samson Mazur, a change of 2 letters that transport him from a nice, ostensibly Jewish boy to a professional builder of worlds, and for most of his youth he was Sam, S-A-M, on the Hall of Fame of his grandfather's Donkey Kong machine, but mainly Sam. God, what a long sentence. That was very wordy, and obviously I messed up quite a bit there, but you know what? I think I'm gonna pass. Or put it as a maybe? I'll put it as a maybe. Alright, The Dead Romantics by Ashley Poston. So, what do we got? Okay, so, A Buried Story. In the back left corner of the Days Gone furniture. In the back left corner of Days Gone Funeral Home, underneath a loose floorboard, there was a metal box with a bunch of old journals inside. To anyone who found them, the scribbles looked like some teenager venting her sexual frustrations with Lestat, or that one guy from the X-Files. I'm gonna put it as a maybe. It kind of intrigues me. I mean, maybe I want to read some romance. I feel like that's where I'm leaning towards. It's definitely a maybe. I could consider putting it in the yes pile. All right, then we have Bob Mortimer, The Satsuma Complex. Let's see. My name is Gary. I'm a 31-year-old legal assistant with a firm of solicitors in London. Boring, boring, boring. All right, Sweet Bean Paste by Durian Sukagawa. I think I'm saying that wrong. I'm sorry. Okay, chapter 1. A sweetly scented breeze blew along Cherry Blossom Street. Ooh, yes. I know this is such a short book, and I actually have seen somebody talk about this, and they gave it a 3-star, which kind of broke my heart because I'm really hoping this is really cute and charming. So, I don't know. I quite like that. I love cherry blossoms. I'm going to put this in. It's a very small book too, so. Alright, Yellowface. Let's see. Should I do it? This is Rebecca F1. I actually have already listened to a sample of this. It might be, you know, it's kind of silly of me because I've listened to quite a bit of Audible. The night I watched Athena Liu die, we're celebrating her TV deal with Netflix. Off the bat, for this story to make sense, you should know 2 things about Athena. Well, that's no surprise because I knew that she dies because that's kind of in the blurb. Do I want to read this? I mean, it's more down to like, do I want to read this? I feel like I want to see what the hype's about because I feel like there is some hype to this book and a lot of people do love it, and those who don't have not given it like terrible ratings. They just haven't given it the 5 stars. So I'm actually going to put it in my yes. Or should I put it in my maybe? Now that I put it in my yes, I feel like it should be a maybe. I'm going to put it in my maybe. Alright, and then we have Emily Wilde's Encyclopedia of Fairies by Heather Fawcett. So, what's the first line in this one? 12th of October, 1909. I don't know what that, I don't know that land. Shadow is not at all happy with me. He lies by the fire while the chill wind rattles the door, till inert staring out from beneath that shaggy forelock of his with the sort of accusatory resignation peculiar to dogs. Oh my gosh, it's such a long sentence. I'm gonna say no. I'm not a reader by any means in terms of like an Audible reader, so don't judge me with how I read. But yes, okay, so far, that's all I'm going to go through right now because I have more books coming and I don't have a whole library of books like some people. Okay, so these are the books that I have definitely said yes to, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 books here, right? I counted, yes, 8 books. So in theory, I kind of just need the 2 books because let's go with 10. I think 10 is a good number to start with, and I think it's quite ambitious for me because I've noticed I've been finishing books within 3 or 4 days. That's kind of, and I'm not really pushing it. If I pushed it, maybe I could do more. But 3 to 4 days, so far, what I'm seeing, that's how fast I am. I think The Dead Romantics was intriguing, and I think it's going to be a fun read. So I'm going to put that in to my TBR for August. And it's really, maybe it's a toss-up between these 3, I think. These 3 or When Women Were Dragons. I still think this might be a nice cozy read for the winter. So yeah, I'm going to put that aside. Witch's Guide to Fake Dating a Demon. I think it just sounds cute. Whether it's going to be good or not, I'm not entirely sure. It is a nice book though. It's a nice fluffy book. And the Emily Henry one is not a nice fluffy book. Everybody loves Emily Henry though, so should I give it a go? I don't particularly like the font of this, I have to say, but oh gosh, there's like so many 4 or 5 stars over here. I don't know what I'm looking at. I don't know. I think I'm gonna read it and be disappointed. And then I could just read Yellowface. You know what I'm gonna do? Let's put all 3 of them in. I'll have more than 10 books, and then at that point I can pick which one I want to read out of the 10 and just go through the list. And then likelihood is I won't grab these, but I might end up grabbing them. I'm not entirely sure. So yeah. So this is my TBR for August in all its glory. I'm very happy with that because I've got some love stories, some like fun, lighter books. I have some darker books. I have some thrillers. one little horror spooky book maybe. So we'll see. We'll see how it is. That's it. I'm gonna go now. I'm gonna go. Goodbye. Bye.